All right, here we go. Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show live. This week, I want to talk about the Daz Pass. Now, I know I talk about the Daz Pass a lot on this show, but that's how important it is. So, the DAS Pass, or Disability Access Pass, is a total lifesaver if you're like me and can't stand in line for a long period of time. Nowadays, what you do is go to your My Disney Experience app and then ask to FaceTime I'm with a cast member, and they will talk to you and ask you why you need the pass and and get you approved for it. Once approved, they will put your party on your pass and you're good to go. How it works is that you can check the wait times for rides by either checking in person or checking the app and get a return time. Then go enjoy the rest of the park. When your return time rolls around, lock in your magic band and you're good to go. Again, I know I talk about it a lot, but as I said, it's a total lifesaver if you're someone like me and you can't stand in line for a long time and you gotta move and you gotta have a snack. Because if I don't, it kind of gets me cranky. So make sure you get the pass before you go, because that's how it works these days. Because if they check that you've been faking a disability, you might get banned. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. Now, I know we don't talk a lot about Animal Kingdom here on the show. And despite all the stuff going on there right now, with all the construction of stuff of the tropical Americas, there are still some great rides there. So this week, we are going to cover my top 5 rides at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Yes, I am a Disney fan, Knight of Wrath. Thank you for asking. And you've just tuned into the Diz Ability Show Live. It's about doing Disney for people with disabilities. Make sure you subscribe. Why, yes, I am an annual pass holder. And if you're just tuning in, we just talked about the DAS Pass, or Disability Access Pass. And we're about to go over my top 5 rides at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Hi, Lacey Bowers. Make sure you subscribe. All right, number 5. Hello, Almost Famous. All right, good luck, Knight of Wrath. Anyway, on to the top 5, shall we? Number 5, Navi River Journey. Now, this is a great ride. It's perhaps the only slow ride that Animal Kingdom has, but it's very beautiful. It shows you Pandora at night, and you got that shaman singing, that great animatronic, usually. If you know, you know. But still, it's a Well, thank you, Almost Famous. This is a Roosevelt. Uh, but yeah, it is a great ride. It's a fun ride. It's very relaxing, unlike the other rides that are in this top 5. Speaking of which, number 4, Dinosaur. Now, as you know, Dinosaur will be going away next year. Oh, that's nice, Lacey. Bluey is good, and I know Bluey is coming to the parks in some sort of capacity. But anyway, Dinosaur. So as you probably know, Dinosaur will be going away next year as part of the plans to turn Dinoland USA into the tropical Americas with Encanto and Indiana Jones. But still, Dinosaur is a great ride. You board a time rover and you jet back in time to try and save an iguanodon from extinction. You know, without becoming a Carnotaurus's lunch. I know I'm gonna see if I can get one last video of it when I go in October. So to bid my respects to this great ride. Number 3, Kilimanjaro Safaris. Now, when Animal Kingdom first opened, this was the e-ticket ride, meaning that it was the one that people wanted to do the most because you get to board a safari vehicle and see all these beautiful animals roaming around on the African savanna of Harambe. And it's just amazing how Disney takes care of all these animals. It's very important. I know I have a pin here somewhere. No, that's not it. Uh, yeah, here's the pin. Here, the pin. The Disney Conservation Fund. When I got this pin 6 years ago during a summer trip, by getting this pin, I became a Conservation Fund hero because purchasing it, that money goes to the Conservation Fund, which helps to preserve many of the animals that you see on the safari track so that they can be around for an even longer time. It is pretty, isn't it, Lacey? And that's the best part about one of the best parts about Disney. Sure, they're about entertainment, but they're also about protecting our Earth. Number 2, Expedition Everest. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about Expedition Everest when we get to this week's Diz or Dat, but it is still a great ride. It towering over the Asia area of Animal Kingdom. And you board this T train trying to get to Mount Everest, but you got to get through the Forbidden Mountain, which is protected by the Yeti. And going backwards is probably the best part, because when you come to the tracks that have been broken off, and you are either side of the hair braid mountains, again, if you know, you know. And then I go 3, 2, 1, and then woo! But yeah, it is a great ride. Amazing. I used to not ride it, but now I won't go to the park without riding it. It's that good. And my number one ride at Disney's Animal Kingdom, Avatar Flight of Passage. So this is the other big ride at Animal Kingdom. This is perhaps Disney's current e-ticket. Not perhaps, it is. Or as I like to call it, Soarin' on steroids, pretty much. It's a great ride. It makes you feel like you are actually controlling an avatar that is riding on the back of a banshee and flying over Pandora. It's perhaps one of the most amazing ride mechanisms that Disney has come up with. And it's like you're in the movie. It really is. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments what your favorite ride is at Animal Kingdom. And now it is time for Diz or Dat. Now, on both coasts, they have a coaster that has the Abominable Snowman. At Disneyland, it's Matterhorn bobsleds, which of course was Disneyland's first roller coaster and thrill ride, and it has its bank turns. It's great. I love that Disney has continued to keep it going over the years. I did a video of it back in April. If you haven't seen it, please see it. It's great. It really is. And at Animal Kingdom, as mentioned, Expedition Everest, which, like I said, where you ride a train through Mount Everest and then you run into the Yeti, which, by the way, is still not working, Disney. If Joe Rohde were still there, he would have it fixed by now. But anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments which Yeti coaster you prefer, Diz, Matterhorn bobsleds, or Dat, Expedition Everest. And now it's trivia time. Now, last week, we asked how many kittens was Duchess mother to in the Aristocats. The correct answer was 3. Congratulations if you knew the answer. And now here is this week's trivia time question. What is Flynn Rider's real name? Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. So, the 4th of July is coming up next week, and of course, Disney celebrates America 365 days a year, or 366 if it's a leap year. But every July 4th, Disney throws America the biggest birthday party she's ever had. And the 4th of July is very special because they have special stuff going on at both the Magic Kingdom and Epcot. At the Magic Kingdom, of course, they're going to have the Celebrate America Concert in the Sky fireworks on both July 3rd and 4th at 9:20 p.m. So Happily Ever After will not be playing on either of those nights. Sorry. And at Epcot, they actually do some great stuff there, too. They announced that they will be doing their special 4th of July fireworks stuff on July 4th, right after Luminous. But during the day, of course, they're going to have Mickey and pals and the American Adventure, as usual, dressed up in their colonial American outfits. And I haven't heard anything yet, but I am certain, actually I've seen rehearsals, I think, that my pals, the Voices of Liberty, will be doing their annual Echo sets. On most days of the year, they just perform in the rotunda on the ground floor, but on July 4th, they're also on the second floor performing beautiful echo sets. I've seen videos of it. They are amazing. My pals, the Voices of Liberty, some of them watch this channel. So if any of you are watching, I hope you guys have a great time this year doing your echo sets. And of course, all over the resort, specialty themed 4th of July treats. And Fort Wilderness will, of course, be having their annual golf cart parade where guests get to dress up their golf carts and parade them around the campground. And of course, if you're going to Disney on July 4th, take plenty of water and maybe a cooling towel or two because it will get really hot. It really will. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode for this week. Shout outs. Make sure you guys check out Fresh Baked for all things Disneyland. Also, make sure you guys check out Adam the Woo over at the Daily Woo. He does great vlogs from both California and Florida. Definitely check him out. Almost Famous. He said he loves this shirt. This is a Roosevelt shirt. This shirt was made by another one of my pals, Nate, a.k.a. Paging Mr. Morrow. He does great vlogs, and he's been in the parks with his family visiting from Pennsylvania, especially little Ariel, who has some special needs. I definitely love those videos. Definitely check his channel out. Also, make sure you guys check out my pal Tamia over at Tamia Smiles. She does great content on both her YouTube and her Instagram. Definitely check her out as well. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.